I think it's funny, Simon. The market has a very short-term memory. What do I mean
Yeah.
by that? Uh, the dot plots have not been particularly accurate. If you remember where we were pre, I think it was May or June of last year when we were still at the lower bound, the last dot plot had rates going up 50 or 75 basis points.
Yeah.
And of course, we know they then started their, after Jackson Hole, the fastest rate rise in history, 500 basis points or 525 basis points. So I think it's really odd that the market has taken such a really almost violent
Yep.
movement, right? 100 basis points, 150 basis points, because of the dot plot. Because again, they've not their batting average sucks. They're not good at this. So, but yeah, boy, you talk about 3 rate cuts and suddenly the market wants 6.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And one of the things, like, I just have to, like, because I'm not the big time investor, right? I'm not really into a lot of stuff that a lot of people would be normally into when you have this kind of, like, I don't even know what hobby. I don't even know what to call what I do. I mean, so it's like, but I step back and I just kind of look at things for just a minute and just kind of just be objective about the whole thing. And it was just like, the Federal Reserve generally doesn't drop interest rates unless there's bad economic times taking place. Like, that's just something to just kind of be aware of. Is like people are like, look at good times coming with the low interest rates. And I'm like, I mean, you look at history, that's not usually the case,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
wish for low interest rates because that's usually meaning that there's issues taking place that are not comfortable, right?
yeah. Be
Um,
careful what you wish for.
yeah, be careful what you wish for. The other thing is like a lot of people are looking at the Federal Reserve like they're supposed to be in charge of like making sure that markets continue to operate in a good fashion or something. I don't understand that. The Federal Reserve is really mandated to do two things: low and stable prices and full employment. That's it. That's the only thing they're not mandated to make sure an election goes a particular way or that a market goes a particular way or anything like that. None that's like anything that I've ever read from the Federal Reserve, they do not take any of that stuff into considerations. But the markets don't believe that. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
the news
yeah.
doesn't believe
There's
that.
yeah,
Nobody, nobody believes that at all. But
yeah.
when I look at it from that fashion, I was just like, okay, well, unless the unemployment rises dramatically or the low and stable prices are no longer low and stable, I don't understand what it is that the Federal Reserve would be needing to do.